Golden Knights having great success so far this year. Does that put any pressure on you guys to succeed?
Who are the Golden Knights? No, only pressure is that the sniping that people say you got to do as good as them.
It's just good. Vegas is treating us well, and I think the record doesn't show how hard that we work, and it's tough in that way, but it's good for us in the inner circle to understand what we have going on in Vegas, and if we just continue to trust and believe in each other, the sky's the limit for this team, and I'm blessed to be a part of it.
Our expectations maybe at the start of the season were a little unrealistic.
Man, we're not even worrying about the playoffs right now. What we do is we take it week by week. We gotta worry about next week. You start looking ahead and you start looking over people, you might not even make it. So
that being said, to me, Urban Meyer is one of the lowest pieces of garbage there is on this earth.
What's going on, everybody? Jose V, Straight Bet Sports. You already know what it is. Wednesday night, just past 8 p.m. A little bit earlier than our usual time. We normally go live at 9 p.m., but today we're doing it a little bit different. We got a couple of buddies of ours coming in and chiming in from the East Coast. So we thought, why not pull it back a little bit? Why not give them a little bit of earlier time? For all of the listeners and the watchers that are out there on the East Coast that want to chime in and chop it up with us tonight. So we switched it up a bit. Ian is taking the night off tonight. He's just chilling, relaxing. He's got to work. He's got a late night doing some family things again. So we decided to give him the night off. As you see behind me, once again, I am here at Line 'em Up by Eric's Barbershop of Eric Navarro, our sponsor. We greatly appreciate him rocking with us for these last 2 years and still rocking with us now, letting us do the show here again. I know you're wondering, why aren't we in the studio, right? Why aren't we in the studio yet? If I told you guys, I'll tell you again. I'll keep saying it. We said it last week, in the last couple of weeks. We will be back in the studio July 6th at a new time, different date, Wednesday, midday. Now we'll be doing a 4 p.m. show going on 7 p.m. on the East Coast. So that gives you people on the East Coast a lot more time to, hey, watch the show. No excuses. You can't fall asleep on us. You can't say, hey, it's too late. It's midnight. I'm not going to stay up. One of the guys we got on the show tonight, I know he's trying to energize and get ready. He was eating his wings. He said he needed to get his energy ready for tonight's show because it's already a little bit past 11:05 p.m. on the East Coast for him. But once again, man, we have a great show lined up for you guys tonight. I'm going to ask you like I do every single week, and I've done for the last 2 years. If you're watching right now, press that like, drop a comment, drop that share. We'll go from there. Let everyone know what it is that you are tuned into and enjoying tonight. We greatly appreciate you and all of your support these last 2 years. And to each and every one of you that's new, that's on Twitter, that's been checking us out, that's been doing their thing with us, man, we greatly appreciate you guys. Let's see. I'm already getting a message live as we speak. I know you're here. I can hear you, my guy. I appreciate you. We're going to get you on camera here in a minute. But we got 3 guests tonight. We have a local gambler in I'm going to say in studio in the barbershop with us tonight. Local guy, Tubbs420. Juan goes by Tubbs420. He is a local gambler here. You can find him on IG. We're going to talk some gambling and just for sports with the guy. He's been wanting to get behind the mic and behind the camera with us for a while. So we're going to go ahead and do that tonight. We got Sosa the locksmith from the Wise Guys Diamond Club, joining us live from Philadelphia tonight. He's a Dodger fan, so I know Eric's happy that we got some Dodger spice, some real Dodger fans on the show tonight. So that should be fun. If you guys know Sosa and you know the way he is and you know the way that he talks and the way that he gives you his points and comes across, he does not hold back, people, when it comes to Twitter. And when he speaks up for real. So I'm very, very excited and interested to see what he has for all of you guys tonight. And, of course, the newest member of the show, none other than none other than Taze, joining us from New York. He is the newest member of the show. He'll be doing our sports betting segment that we're going to do every single week. But we brought him on tonight as well to talk some sports gambling. Now, I wanted to find a way how I can start the show off tonight before I introduced all my guests here. And I thought I'd do it this way. If you guys saw, the Las Vegas Aces were a part of WNBA history last night. The only problem is they were on the wrong side of history. One of the best, if not the best, first quarters in all of the WNBA in a long time. And they go on a 23-0 run against the defending champ Chicago Sky here yesterday at Michelob Ultra Arena in Las Vegas. But the problem was they were on the wrong side of history. Up 28 in the game, end up losing the game by 9. If you're doing your math, that's a 29-point turnaround. It's amazing. 39-point turnaround. 28, 27, 37-point turnaround. I'm wrong. So think about that. The Chicago Sky were down by 28 points, came back, had a run, beat this team. History, biggest comeback in WNBA history by the Chicago Sky, the defending champions. Man, the Aces got to get it together on the defensive side of the ball. I've said it before, and I said it again. Offensively, we know what they can do. We know who they are. We know who their identity is. But you got to clean it up on the offensive side of the ball. Hopefully they can do it soon. But my guy, Joel, do me a favor, man. Get everybody on screen now. With that being said, I am Jose V. You are tuned in to Straight Bet Sports live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Now joining us on the screen, we got our buddies, our guys. We got Taze. We got Sosa the Locksmith. My guys, how you doing tonight? I'll let Sosa go first. My guy, you ready or what? Gloves are off. Let's go.
You already know, man. I'm here. My Dodgers already won for the night, so kind of just hanging out, enjoying the vibes.
Your Dodgers won, and so did my Yankees. They came back and did their thing.
Yeah, good for y'all. Yeah.
You're like, I don't want to hear that shit. I'm good. Fuck that. I don't want to hear any of that.
I can't wait till y'all lose like 8 out of 9 in the middle of the summer.
Here's the thing. Are we really going to lose 8 out of 9?
Games. Can't wait.
Really, bro? Anyways.
I can't wait.
Appreciate you, my guy. I know it's late. I'm grateful for you being on here with us tonight and doing your thing and rocking with us. My guy, Taze, first time with you on the show, man. What's up? What you got? How you doing? How you feeling? You ready to go?
I'm ready, man. Born ready. It's a beautiful night, another Yankee win. No sweat.
And another comeback Yankee win to top it off. Not just a win, a comeback Yankee win, which is the best part about it, right?
Nothing new here.
There we go. I got my guy Taze, the newest member of the Straight Bet Sports crew. My guy Sosa of the Wise Guys Diamond Club. If you guys haven't already tapped in, man, you're missing out. You're missing out on money every single day. You already know what it is. Sosa, before we jump in the show, man, plug it away. Give them a few seconds of what you got with the Wise Guys Diamond Club for the rest of this baseball season and coming up into this football season as well, my guy.
We got the crew together as always. Y'all know me, Spin Doctor, Rex, Andy is Sports. We just out here getting to it, man, every day. The Wise Guys Diamond Club, TWGD Club. Follow us on Twitter. If you like what you see, fuck with us. If not, we hope you win elsewhere. And when you lose with other people, we'll still be here winning. You're muted. I can't hear you.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. How good are you feeling right now?
Like $1 million, man. At least.
Like $1 million?
At least.
Making $1 million?
Being worth at least.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to get everybody on the screen now. I'm not sure where my guy Tubbs went. But if we got Tubbs, let's go ahead and get everybody on the screen now. Let's go ahead and chop it up and get it started, man. I'll let you guys know what the topics were ahead of time. We're going to talk about some things. Obviously, first segment, NBA Finals are done. The Warriors get the W. Sosa called it Warriors in 6. So did Ian. You guys said Warriors in 6. You guys were right about that. Going to give you your credit where credit is due. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about, though, was Steph Curry, bro. if we're talking about Steph Curry now, where exactly do we put him when it comes to the all-time great conversation? Are we putting him ahead of people like KD now? Are we putting him ahead of older all-time greats? You know what I mean? Some people say you could put him above LeBron now. Don't take that from me. That's not my word. That's not what I've said. Just letting you know the type of shit that I'm hearing out there, the type of garbage that's being said. But if you want me to give you my opinion, I put him ahead KD. I really do. And the only reason I say that is because he didn't have to leave, bro. He didn't have to go anywhere, right? He stayed with Golden State. He did it that way. Not saying there's anything wrong with leaving. If you're great and you can do it and you can move around and do things. Super teams have been around forever. I don't care what people say. LeBron wasn't the first person to do it. But me personally, bro, I put Kevin Durant behind Steph Curry now because of this chip. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree with me or what your thoughts are with this, but I'll let Sosa run on this one first.
Listen, if we're talking about impact on the game, Steph Curry is probably in the top 5 of any player. If we're talking about the way someone changed the way the game is played or forced other people to play the way they play or make them play your way, Steph Curry is a true part of innovation in basketball, and that's to be respected. Now, if we're talking about pure skill, I mean, obviously the three-point shot, his ability to make people force him to get, his teammates better shots, that's been like a constant for Steph Curry. I think he is close to top 10. I don't think that he's personally in my top 10. As far as like impact on basketball, he is right there with just about anyone. But there are players that we neglect to remember or acknowledge simply because like some people are too young, or some people just have revisionist history and they just, they add people without really examining who's really the guys. So for me, is Steph ahead of KD? Sure. I mean, if you want to go by winning number of championships and then the 2 years off and all that, yeah, I would put him ahead of him, but I don't believe either of them are top 10. So that's me. I don't think either of them are top 10.
So where do you put So where do you put KD and where do you put Steph? If you're not putting them in the top 10, where are you putting them at?
They're outside the top 10 for me personally.
Take that off.
I'm not putting them over guys like Shaq, Tim Duncan. Like I said, impact is one thing. Play is another thing. Impact and actual play are two completely different things. You're not going to tell me that you're going to take Steph Curry over Tim Duncan. You're not telling me that. I don't give a fuck what you say. There isn't an exec in this world. Steph Curry is a beneficiary of empowerment and luck. And I hate to say it like that, but it's the truth. It's the fucking truth. I hate to say it like that. But
what do you mean luck, man?
I mean luck like the best player in the world said, hey, I'm going to just come play with you for 2 seasons so that we can win a championship for free. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he's top 10 for you, Tick? I want to hear you on this. Like, he's top 10. I know you love KD, so tell me.
Oh, he's ahead of KD.
Okay.
Take me off camera.
He's ahead of KD. Yeah, he's ahead of KD for me. I mean, I can only go by what I've seen, right?
Right.
So it's got to pass the eye test for me. So I would probably put Curry 6th for what I've seen. Now, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's MJ, right? Leaps and bounds better than anyone we've ever seen.
That's fair for me. That's fair.
Right.
I respect that.
Kobe.
Well, you know how I'm not going to disagree.
Bron.
Okay.
Look, I'm not a huge Bron guy. And I know you're not either.
We're on the same page.
The sheer amount of finals in a row that he's been to, record aside, it's impressive. It's impressive.
No question.
And then I would probably agree with you, Shaq and Tim Duncan. And then I think it's Steph Curry. I think he
better than Hakeem.
It's tough. So that era is really tough to gauge. The era is really tough to gauge.
Better than Magic?
So I didn't really see Magic.
Better than Bird?
I was younger. I couldn't say, man, because I can't say because they weren't there for me. So I can only go by what passes my eye test.
That's fair.
and that would be my 6.
That's fair.
You know, based on what I see stat wise, then I wouldn't argue with you. Magic or Bird included in that above Curry, but I can only go by what I've seen, and for me, he's 6th.
You're far away from the mic. I can't hear you. I don't think it's on.
Taze, who's your all-time great?
It's Michael.
Number 1. I mean, if Michael Jordan's not your number 1, we're having a different discussion because you looked at basketball at a different time.
It's not close. It's not close either.
No, I agree. And here's the thing: I was lucky enough to watch LeBron, Kobe, and Jordan in their prime. You know what I mean? And the biggest error that people make is we talk about championships way too much. I mean, if we're talking about body of work of what Jordan did, he did way more than just those 6 championships, if we're being honest, right? That's why it's kind of hard to not put him as the number 1, all-time best player. Like, if we want to talk about championships, we talk about Bill Russell. The guy won, 11 in a row or 8 in a row, whatever the hell it was. But it's not based off of championships, because if that's what we're basing it off of, it's like you say, Sosa, and you say it all the time, we got too many stat nerds nowadays, but we don't look at eras and who they played and how they played, right?
Bill Russell was basically Ben Wallace with 6 Hall of Famers.
Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace with 6 Hall of Famers.
I'm not lying.
Tubbs, what you got, bro? What you got? You've been quiet through this whole thing. What you got on this conversation?
What I gotta say, are we going back to the Curry situation, or who's the all-time greatest that you would consider as number 1?
Both.
When it comes to Curry, I don't believe Curry would be. I say top 10. Great 3-point shooter, offensive player. But when it comes to competing with Larry Bird, like Sosa said, and Michael Jordan and LeBron James, I don't really see it there. And I am a Warriors fan, so when it comes to Steph Curry, I'm not gonna hype him up too much, but Steph Curry does add like a cheat code to the whole Warriors squad, more than like a huge like impact as like performance and being an all-time great. Yeah, he's an all-time great in 3-point shooting and stuff like that. But I don't see him in a top 3 ever, but maybe not now. That's my opinion.
So wait, you don't see Curry you're a Warrior fan and you say you don't even see Curry in what? The top 5? Did I get that right? Did I hear that correctly?
I don't see Curry in the top 3.
Okay, that I can see. That's
I don't think he could outdo Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Kobe, LeBron.
Hey.
Those are some pretty heavy names in basketball that have impacted a lot in NBA, and I don't think or see Curry doing that anytime soon.
So here's another thing I wanted to talk to you guys and throw it out there. Can Toscano Anderson's goofy ass get the fuck away from the Mexican flag and stop acting like he Mexican when the motherfucker could barely speak a lick of English? And if we're being honest, look up your stats. He's not the first Mexican-born player, Mexican descent player to win an NBA title. It's Mark Aguirre with the Detroit Pistons back in the 80s. So for people to keep saying this dude is the guy, he won a championship, first of all, you didn't contribute to damn near anything in that finals, if we're being honest. But respect to you. You got a chip. You're on the squad. You get a ring for that. I totally understand that. But, bruh, can we please get away from the whole trying to rep Mexico? Because let's be real. He's draining that shit right now because he knows he didn't do anything else and has nothing else to play off, right?
Hey, man, I'm on his side.
You on his side? You said, fuck it, let him run with it?
Where's Mama from?
Is Mama Mexican?
Okay, well, he Mexican to me.
But he ain't the first Mexican to win it, though.
That's ESPN's fault. They fucked that up. It's his fault. He Mexican, though. Is Mama from Mexico? Yeah.
What's that shit from Coming to America? Mama call him Klay. I'm gonna call him Klay.
I'm gonna call him Klay. Is Mama from Mexico?
I'm gonna say he's Mexican.
Shout out to Juan.
Hey, but real talk though, man. Once again, Jose V, Straight Bet Sports, hanging in with the fellas tonight here at the barbershop. Some of us chiming in from New York, Philly, East Coast, West Coast. I'm here in Las Vegas tonight. Got my guy Joel up in the barbershop producing the show tonight, doing everything for us. Got my guy Evan, Jamar, Eric Navarro. The wife's even in here hanging out tonight, just chilling, man. enjoying the show live here as we're doing it, chopping it up. But guys, when it comes to the Warriors, though, real talk, so we can get away from it, they had a lot of lottery picks. A lot of guys on that team, bro, that were there in the last couple of years that got drafted that they brought in that are still young. I know Steph, Klay, and Draymond are up in their 30s already. But realistically, how much more does this team have left, and do we see another championship from this team? I say we have an opportunity to see another one. I'm not saying we are going to, but I would say yes. How do you guys feel about it? Whoever wants to take, run with it. Go first.
I'll go.
Go, Taze.
So I think that this franchise has shown the ability to draft well. I think they've shown the ability and willingness to spend money, go over the luxury tax. So I'm going to assume that they're going to keep the core together, and that includes Wiggins and Poole. If that's a fair assumption, then I think that they're going to get at least one more title, possibly two. I think that the Western Conference is kind of a little bit in a flux. We hear about Phoenix. They're trying to sign and trade DeAndre Ayton. That changes a ton. We hear about Utah, Donovan Mitchell, and Gobert potential to be split up, losing their coach. So that team's in flux. We know Luka's coming. And I think that this team, outside of maybe the Clippers in the next 2 years, this team can make deep runs, assuming they keep their core together. I mean, I know Sosa has said it before. I mean, the way this team plays offensively is it's a fucking clinic. It's not, I mean, it's the way basketball should be played. I know it's a lot of 3-pointers and things like that, but the ball movement, the movement without the ball, the screen and rolls, the down screens, the curls, I mean, that's the way basketball is supposed to be played. So in my opinion, assuming that, like I said, they do spend the money, which I do think they have shown a willingness to do, and keep Wiggins and Poole on deck, and, you know, assuming Draymond Green doesn't bolt to media, yeah, I see at least one more title, if not possibly two. And again, I think the Clippers are probably their most immediate competition in the very near future.
Sosa, what you think? Agree, disagree, or you got better text?
I think they're going to win a couple more. To be totally honest with you,
a couple.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't know about that.
I mean, Taze pretty much hit it on the head. They drafted well. They got young wing defenders, young players who can shoot three. They hit the lottery on Jordan Poole. I mean, what's there to miss? Barring injury, they should be pretty fucking good. They get to add James Wiseman to the fray next year. Looney was solid. So they get better at the one position they lack activity. If Wiseman's a 7-footer that can run the floor and play defense, what the fuck are you going to do with that? He's going to be good at setting picks too. And what if he can catch and shoot threes? Like, that's best of luck. You know, it's really hard. I mean, they should win at least one more, two more, I think. I mean, you're dependent on two guys staying healthy that shoot a lot of threes. As long as they're healthy, the Warriors are going to be right back there next year. Only next year they're going to get the Bucks, because they should have got the Bucks. Everyone knows that. If it was the Bucks, it would have been a 7-game series. That shit would have came down to the very end, and the Bucks would have had home court.
Look, I love Curry. I got nothing against him. Greatest shooter of all time. Got nothing but respect for the Golden State Warriors. But Lakers all day, baby.
Middleton.
I know we got a fucked up roster. I know we got a lot of money on that shit right now, but I still got.
If Middleton wasn't hurt, the Bucks would have won that series in 5 games.
Bro, But here's the thing. And it's funny you say that, because this you can lead this conversation to that too. Think about this. And thank you, and I'm glad you said that, because this shows how important Middleton really is, and people don't want to give him that much credit. I kept saying it last season. Of course, Giannis is Giannis, but if it wasn't for Chris Middleton, they're not even in the NBA Finals last year, right? If we're being honest, yes or no?
Absolutely.
And that's the thing. All I keep hearing is Giannis. What you just said proves my point.
Don't get it twisted. Giannis almost did it by himself now. Don't lie. I mean, not going to lie.
Correct.
Giannis almost pulled the job off by his motherfucking self. But if he had Middleton, that shit would have been done in 5 games. Giannis Bro, Giannis would average like 35, 16, and 9. Like, what? That he's a fucking alien. Easily the best player in basketball. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Y'all can make a case for Curry and all that other shit, but ain't nobody better than Giannis right now. It's his league.
He's by far the most dominant.
You can argue that with somebody else. The best player in basketball is Giannis. You know why people won't admit it? Is because he don't play the game the way you want it to look. It's not pretty. It's not easy on the eyes. It's raw power, and he's just trying to fucking dunk on your fucking mitt every play. He don't gotta look pretty, but he's the best.
Not only that, bro, Giannis has gotten better every fucking year that he's been in the league, if we're being honest. He hasn't been the same guy once he got better. Like, he hasn't plateaued. Like, he works on something new every fucking year, it just seems like. So
great. He was great from the free throw line based on his previous standards. Like, now he's top. Yeah, now he's good at there's nothing he can't do. And the thing is that he don't give a fuck. He'll shoot the three regardless. So once those start falling, which they will, at some point they're going to start falling. And
that's the next thing.
And you want to talk about in trouble? Giannis ever get a pull-up jump shot, you better just pray to God. Just pray to God that he misses, because there ain't nothing you finna do with that. Nothing.
I mean, look at how far he came from the free throw line, bro. Like, kind of got embarrassed in the finals, right? With the chanting and things like that. He improved so much. So,
and that clown money.
Yeah.
That was the funniest shit I ever seen in my life.
So I think, I agree with you. I think that he only stacks on different, things in his game because he has dedication. So he wants to be the best.
Yeah. But as far as Steph Curry, he's not top 10 to me. Sorry.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Yeah, Steph Curry is good in his own way, but as a top 10 NBA player, I think he has a lot more to prove than just fucking winning like 4 championships out of the 8 years that he's been in the Golden State Warriors, kicking ass and shit. The Golden State Warriors do have a strong core, and like back to what we were talking about, how do you see the Golden State Warriors win another championship? I agree also, absolutely. I don't know how many. I say maybe at least one more, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of fierce competition next year. I don't think a lot of teams are going to want to be in the same position they were this year. I think the Lakers, honestly, are going to have kind of an adjustment, so hopefully they come out strong. You're going to have the Memphis Grizzlies. You're going to have Boston also, and then you're going to have the Denver Nuggets. I don't know. I feel like once this new NBA season starts, it's not going to be the same as last year. It's going to be a lot of 100 people coming out, and I feel like the Warriors are going to have to adjust to the new plays that they bring out. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting season to begin with.
Once again, Jose V, Straight Bet Sports, hanging out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Got the homies checking in from the East Coast. Sosa out there in Philly. Got my guy Taze out there in New York, chiming in, joining in. We're talking a little bit of NBA. We're going to move away from the finals, fellas. Let's talk some NBA chatter, though. The NBA draft is tomorrow, Taze. You and I had this conversation earlier in the day before the show where we're chopping it up. You had a lot to say about this, and so did I. I'm sick and tired of all of the fucking comparisons with Chet Holmgren and KD. And not only with that, I'm just sick and tired of all the comparisons. There never was the next Jordan. There never was the next Kobe. There never was the next LeBron. We need to stop saying this guy's the next so-and-so. Yes, I understand. He's tall, he's lanky, he's skinny. But, Taze, you have the numbers, bro. You said it. I believe Kevin Durant, his year in Texas, averaged 20-plus points and 10-plus rebounds. A double-double in college. And yet we're comparing Chet Holmgren to a guy like Kevin Durant when Chet Holmgren, I get it, 40% three-point percentage, but the guy averaged 13.5 points per game. We're really comparing a guy like Chet Holmgren to a guy like Kevin Durant. I think it's absolutely fucking ridiculous, and we need to stop doing it. I don't know the ins and outs of every single player that's coming out of the draft. I'm not even going to lie to you about that. I'm not going to give you every single stat. But when it comes at the top, we know that the Orlando Magic have the number 1 pick, guys. We know that they hold the key to the future right now. What is it going to be? Do they trade for someone? Do they trade for a package? Do they make a move? Or do they just keep the pick and go after Chet? And if it's not Chet, who do they go after? I want Taze to go first on this one because, Taze, you and I were talking about this earlier today, and you had a lot to say about this. How do you feel about the Chet Holmgren comparisons with KD? And not only that, I'll even throw this one at you. Sosa, I know you love your guys over at ESPN, so they were even saying this today. They're over here comparing him now to Giannis Antetokounmpo, but let me get it straight. They're comparing him to Giannis in his younger days before he was who he is now because of his body type, which I think is unbelievably fucking ridiculous. But Taze, give me your thoughts on it, my man. How do you feel and what you got on that?
It's an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke. I don't know why we do this to ourselves. I don't know why everyone always does this. Everyone needs to be compared to somebody else. The two are not comparable. Like, flat out, the two are not comparable. It's absolute insanity. And then to say Giannis on top of that is absolute insanity as well. Like, you mentioned some of the numbers, right? Chet Holmgren, 14 points per game, 10 rebounds, but he was exposed. And I think Sosa would agree with this, right? He was exposed during the tournament against some of the more athletic teams, even during the year. So also Chet Holmgren, he scored 23 points one time in his freshman year. Kevin Durant averaged 26 points per game. Like, what are we talking about? Like, the rebounds are the same. The defense is the same. Like, more steals, a few less blocks, but 40% from three, scored at all three levels coming out of Texas. I mean, this is not even comparable. And go ahead, Sosa.
My thing, I completely agree. I mean, there is no next Kevin Durant. There's never.
Why are we doing this?
That'll never, ever happen again. But, it's always about him being skinny. My thing with him, you said more athletic. I wouldn't say necessarily more athletic. He's just rail thin. He's very skinny. He lacks physicality. He lacks the ability to keep on weight. The thing about KD is KD's wiry, and he had special quick twitch abilities. Like, the handle to go with the 7-foot coordination. It's just like Chet's got coordination, but not like KD coordination. It's a whole different level. If you know, right? Like, it's really not even comparable. The thing is, you can't teach 7-2, and the thing is that I still believe that of any of the prospects, I think Chet still has the highest ceiling. And I think Jabari Smith's going to be really, really fucking good. I think he's a star. I think he's an immediate impact player. When you shoot 42% for three, you can catch and shoot, can move off the ball. I mean, to me, he reminds me of Bradley Beal. I mean, I don't know why people don't want. He plays just like Bradley Beal, extremely good off the dribble, catch and shoot, elite shooter. Not just good, elite. There's a difference between good and elite shooting. Bradley Beal actually isn't really an elite shooter. He just moves really, really well without the ball. He knows how to get open. That's his greatest ability. He might not make the shot, but he'll get an open one. Right? So that's Jabari. Jabari can really shoot it. But Chet's a project. So I understand why people were saying Giannis, right? Because the only difference is that Giannis wasn't a first overall pick or a second overall pick. He was later in the draft. He was later in the first round, right? Wasn't top 5 or anything like that. So I think that's really the thing. It's like, so I'm not saying that it's similar, but that's just the way that sports work. It's imperative that they usher in the new generation by randomly picking people that are legends to compare them to. I mean, they do it in every realm of pop culture, I guess,
So Sosa, you mentioned Jabari. What about Paulo Banchero? A lot of people have him high as well, the kid out of Duke. Mr. Heat. You know who Mr. Heat is from Twitter? He just chimed in. He hit me up on Twitter. He said that he believes Chet goes number 3 overall, so he doesn't even have him going number 1. So if that's the case, are we talking Jabari or Paulo 1 or 2 at that point?
Chet's going 1 or 2.
But I'm saying no. I'm not saying he's not. But let's say Chet doesn't go 1 or 2 and he does fall to 3. Who are we talking about at 1 or 2? Who do you guys think at that point?
I'll tell you the reason why. Listen, first off, I bet that he would be the first pick the first day the bets came out.
What'd you get? What odds did you get?
Plus 600.
Okay.
Originally. Very
Chet?
Yeah. Here's the problem with Chet, right? And why he will be an Orlando guy. He's from Minnesota. He is Jalen Suggs' middle school and high school teammate. Jalen Suggs' father is his developmental coach. since middle school. If you drafted Jalen Suggs, there's a good reason. There's a lot of reasoning to take Chet Holmgren. Just throwing that out there. Right? I think you might have tanked all season in thoughts of who's next after drafting one guy the year before. And knowing that
Never thought of that, yeah.
And knowing that you paid Wendell Carter and Mo Bamba has not gotten a contract. You know where I'm going with this?
Shit. That's why I wanted to have you on the. That's why I wanted to have you on the fucking show, bro. That's why. Shit like that.
I think it's a mistake.
Listen,
why?
Now I think he could be right. He makes a great point. I'm not talking shit about what he said. I'm just saying I think it's a mistake. I think in the end we'll look back and say that if he does go one, I do think we say Jabari and Paolo both end up being better pros.
I love Paolo. I think Paolo has an NBA body, and when you play at Duke, you play in a system so you never really get to highlight your game completely. He tested out great. The handle is there. The three-point shot is but obviously that's something you can work on. There's a couple other guys that I really like in this draft that aren't even those three. Like I love Benedict Mathurin. I think he's going to be a superstar. I think he has a real
superstar.
I think he has a real shot at being a superstar. Extremely high motor, extremely high level athlete, and he's a worker. I think that's what separates a lot of these young cats. Some of these guys really love ball. They really like to work. As long as Ben stays healthy, he's going to be good in the league. He loves to work, and I think.
So, what does he play in the league, though? What do you think he'd play in the league?
He's a
play the two. Yeah,
I like Jaden Ivey too, but Jaden Ivey's a two. I don't like when people keep bringing up John Morant. The games aren't even comparable to me. So, I love him. Dyson Daniels, I knew he would test out really well. He's still a project though. He's like 190 pounds soaking wet.
So let's talk about a guy on the inside. What about Keegan Murray?
Love Keegan Murray.
A lot of people have him going to Detroit.
I love Keegan Murray. I think he's NBA ready, Sosa.
So if you pair him in Detroit with Cunningham, is that good?
I don't want him. I want give me Mathura, give me Ivy, give me a high flyer with Cade. I don't want no two dribble mid range shooter with him, dog. Keegan Murray, like you could tell his favorite player is Chris Middleton, dog. He played just like him. I don't like it.
I think the Kings should take Keegan Murray.
Yeah, they're a terrible organization. I wouldn't mind seeing them there.
That's not nice.
Who's their coach now?
I wouldn't mind watching his.
Isn't it Mike Brown? Is it Potato Head? Isn't Mr. Potato Head? Isn't that the new head coach of the Kings now? Mr. Potato Head, Mike Brown.
I wouldn't mind not watching those games. Him and Davion Mitchell just bricking it up and down. Go ahead. I'm good. And so, that motherfucker can't shoot. My God, he sucks too. Holy shit.
Who else?
As far as the draft board, dog, a guy like my favorite player of the whole first round is going to be Patrick Baldwin Jr. Not a high-level athlete, can really, really fucking shoot it, will have a 15-year NBA career, and could help any team in the NBA immediately. Because he's that great. Because he can shoot it like that. He can let that bitch fly.
He's a PJ Tucker type player?
Yeah. But he might be less athletic than him.
Dude, my boy Tubbs over here going, nasty. Don't you ever say that about him.
I'm saying Patrick Baldwin, like,
oh shit!
He got the Larry Bird vert. Like put him on camera.
Hey, Tucker.
So wait, Tubbs, what did you say? What did you just tell me right now?
You said PJ Tucker, bro. PJ Tucker is in the fucking. He should be in the NBA draft himself. His suck ass. I personally don't fuck with PJ Tucker. The Hornets team has some talent. They need some kind of organization and an agreement to how to work as a team to win games. But PJ Tucker, bro, nah, that's trash, bro. He should be in the same boat as the guy you're talking about getting drafted. PJ Tucker should be in the fucking G League.
Listen, man.
That's how you feel?
PJ Tucker is like the cousin you invite everywhere because you know he can fight. You need a couple of them with you, dog.
You better make sure PJ Tucker's on your squad. Not
Yeah,
playing
you need a
against you.
couple of PJ Tuckers, dog.
I'd rather take Terry over PJ Tucker, and that's
Bro,
any day.
PJ Tucker is
Terry-
the uncle that you want to be best friends with because you know he'll buy you the best sneakers every holiday.
Terry,
and
a
your
gang
birthday.
member, he might shoot you.
He might shoot you.
Right. So would you rather have someone that will shoot you on your team or someone that's
Why
going to
don't
fight
they-
you?
Why don't
I feel like getting shot always wins
Why
over
don't
a
they-
fight.
I have
So
no
look,
comment.
man.
Yes.
Right.
Hey, man.
So you can pull up and fight, but you know a gun's always going to win over some fists. So I'm going to take Terry over PJ Tucker.
Anyways, moving
Yeah.
on.
We're not going
Let's
to talk
talk some
about
more
that more.
NBA. Let's talk some more NBA real quick, fellas, before we move on to some other topics. But look, Jose V, Straight Bet Sports, Sosa the Locksmith. I got my guy Taze, my guy Tubbs, 420. We're hanging out, chilling. I'm at the barbershop here. We're lined him up by Eric Navarro. Really appreciate him letting us hang out here once again as he did last week. Once again, remember, 2 weeks from now, July 6th, Wednesday, new time, 4 p.m. on the West Coast, 7 p.m. on the East Coast. We'll be back on Gorilla Cross Radio, back in the studio doing our thing like we were before. But look, man, Kyrie Irving is at an impasse right now with the Brooklyn Nets. He's got 1 year left on his contract, I believe, 20-some million, whatever it is. Now we have rumors. Of course, you know, stupidity is going to come out. And that's what happens when you have social media and people that can use their fingers and just jump on a keyboard and say whatever the hell they want of a LeBron and Kyrie reunion possibly in LA. I don't see it. I don't want to see it. I don't care for it, if I'm being honest with you. Get Kyrie as far away as possible. Can I see it working? Maybe, but I don't want to even try it or even fathom the fact of that even happened or even thinking of that vision of having LeBron and Kyrie trying to rekindle or fix something in LA on LeBron's final year of his contract with the Lakers as well, which is another thing that no one's even talking about now. They're just talking about LeBron, Lakers, new coach, Westbrook, the contract. What the fuck are we going to do with that thing there as well? I believe we're going to keep him, use him. I think the new head coach is going to find a way to figure that out and figure that situation out. Now, how do you guys feel about the whole Kyrie situation? Is this just the media, being the Kyrie haters and just throwing it out there? Do we see this get restructured? Does Kyrie even want to be back in Brooklyn? Sosa, I'll let you take this one real quick, my guy. How do you feel about it?
Man, leave Kyrie alone. That's really all I got. His option is like $38 million. He's not going to opt out. That'd be fucking dumb. He's already lost $17 million last year. Shams and these dudes just need shit to talk about. If he ends up as a Laker, then the fucking Brooklyn Nets are the biggest suckers ever. They traded for a 34-year-old point guard who can't fucking shoot. That'd be stupid as fuck. Kyrie's 30. He's going to opt in. And if he leaves, KD leaves. You have no product to sell. Everyone should just shut the fuck up and stop talking bullshit. That's how I feel. That's all I really have on this. I mean, this is just something for people to talk about. I think Kyrie's not going anywhere. He's not from fucking Phoenix or LA. He's from Jersey. Like, he's not going anywhere. Why are people stupid like this? The farthest he's going is to the Garden. I'm dead fucking serious.
I know.
The farthest Kyrie will ever go play as a professional basketball is the Garden. He's not leaving the tri-state. Stop playing yourself. What's wrong with y'all? What is wrong with people? If people talk about LA, he doesn't give a fuck about LA or playing with LeBron. Like, doesn't even like LeBron. People need to shut the fuck up.
Well, I agree 100%. Fuck Kyrie coming to LA. I don't care about Kyrie in a bad way. I got nothing against the guy. I was one that was talking a lot of shit before I met you. Sosa.
Without him.
Hold on. I was talking a lot of shit about him before I met you, and then just listening to a lot of the shit that you said is true. Just leave the motherfucker alone. We know what it is. We know what it isn't. Can we just drop it already and let it be? Now, I don't know if he's going to come to LA. I hope he doesn't, if I'm being honest with you. I don't want that kind of situation, bro. Now, the Knicks, Taze, do you think he packs his bags and maybe hops on a bus, hops on a subway, whatever the fuck it may be, and comes on over? Or you're like, no, don't even tell me.
It's like $65 to MSG from Jersey.
$65. What you got?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's for the last several years. I mean, really for a decade, we've needed a point guard. So that's really been the key. And when push comes to shove and the game is played. Point guards control pace. They control shot selection. They control tempo, runs, everything. So it's been a huge black hole for the Knicks for a long time. So I like Kyrie. I do think sometimes, his off the court stuff does sometimes get in the way of him being a basketball player. And that's cool. I'm not trashing his off the court thing because I think what he does is fantastic and great and is important. But would I take him on the Knicks? Yeah. Do I think the Lakers? Do I think the Lakers try to get him? Yeah, I do. And would I, if I were the Lakers, would I try to get him? Yeah, I would. Do I think it happens? No.
You see how fast he said that? You see what I'm talking about? Listen.
What did I say?
Right. Listen, you're not in like a front office or anything. It is like, would I take him on my team? Fuck yes.
Fuck yeah.
Like what? Can he sell tickets? Yes.
Yes.
Watch him play?
Well,
yes. Do you have to be good for people to show up to watch him play?
No.
He's gonna get the money. It doesn't matter.
Of
it
course.
doesn't matter what people say. He's gonna get paid. Like,
well, Sosa, I'm not gonna lie. The one place that always sells out is the Garden. So
it's funny how,
Good or
and I
bad,
don't mean
bro.
this disrespectfully,
Good or
bro.
bad.
It's funny how bad the Knicks could fucking be. They could literally be fucking one of the worst teams in the league, but you motherfuckers will literally sell that arena out.
it
That's
sounds
like
sick. They don't
that's
need
like
a
the
star.
Raiders when the Raiders were in Oakland. They sucked for fucking years, but they could sell out fucking games, and it made no sense.
We were selling out with Zach Randolph and Jamal Crawford
Zach Randolph and Jamal Crawford
and David Lee.
You guys were selling out with fucking Adam Lynn Sanity.
Yeah,
Remember that shit?
Jeremy. His name's Jeremy.
Jeremy.
I don't know where I got Adam Lynn. Jeremy Lin. Jesus Christ. Jeremy Lin. Remember that shit? That little fucking spark. That dude sold tickets galore, bro.
He said Adam Lynn.
Hey, so Sosa.
What movie is he from?
I know, right? I gotta go a flashback there and think about that one. So
Not Adam.
what are we looking at as far as your Philly, your Sixers next year, my guy?
Who knows?
Like, and here's the thing. I know you're a fan, and you're gonna give us the fandom part of it, but also give me the basketball fan part of it. Give me the real. How do you really feel about your team moving into this next season? Come on, don't sugarcoat shit. Don't try to fucking put sweep it and make it nice. Be real.
You got some Xanax?
You got some Xanax.
How do I feel? Like I need
James
some
Harden
Xanax.
MVP?
Like, bro, are you fucking kidding me? Like the way we went out, like here's the thing. There's nothing you can really say as a real fan, because here's the thing. There's so many things to blame shit on. Second year head coach. They turned over the roster. But Steve Steibel can't do anything but lock people up, which makes him useless. Our best shooter at some points in games was Furkan Korkmaz. And George's fucking Niang. Thank God Tyrese Maxey turned out to be good. Thank God. Praise to the Most High. We at least got something out of this year. You want to know how happy I am that at least that happened? Like, I don't think that. Thank you, God. At least Tyrese Maxey's good. I mean, like, do you know how fucking garbage we were outside of
you're making Taze cry, bro. Look
no, but I'm
Taze over here
serious,
tearing
dog.
and shit.
I'm so fucking serious. Like, I knew we weren't gonna win shit, but you weren't gonna hear me on like the internet, like, oh yeah, man, we're gonna lose. Like, what the fuck? What kind of dickhead do you look like if you do that? Like, you know how fucking stupid I would look? Hey man, like, I know we play tonight and I'm going to the game, but I think we're gonna lose. Like, so why the fuck do you go to the game? Ah, man, I like to waste money. Like, what?
Tyrese Maxey's could be a star in this league.
Absolutely. He just got to continue to get better. Keep working.
Can he, though? Can he really be? Now, and what I mean by that, I don't mean no disrespect by that with the kid. We saw what he did. We saw how hot he got when other players were supposed to be and they weren't.
He could be all-star.
But here's the thing.
I agree.
And the reason I say this, and I always bring this type of scenario up because I always bring this up with Klay. I don't believe that Klay Thompson would be the player that he is in Golden State outside of Golden State, because I think he's a system player and he works good in Golden State's system. With that being said, and I don't think this about Tyrese, I'm asking you as a Philly fan, do you believe that Tyrese Maxey is a system player or the type of guy that say he leaves Philly, can be an all-star and be that guy somewhere else.
Ain't no system for 35 footers, my nigga. I don't want to hear that bullshit about Klay at all. Ain't no system for shooting 35 footers. I don't know.
I'm just saying.
know
Not every offense is gonna give him the ball like that.
People be saying that bullshit, bro. There's no fucking system for shooting 30 footers. Okay, there's no system for that. Like, it's nobody shows up to the job and say, "Hey, listen, you and the other guy are just gonna shoot 30 footers, and like you're gonna hit them at a 40% rate,
and we're gonna be fine,
and you're gonna win." Like, no, bro. There's no system for that. Klay would be effective anywhere, and Maxi's not a system guy because he don't even play in a system. He adapted his game immediately to a point guard. He played on ball, off ball. He was effective both ways. Like, he just has to add nuance to his game. Like, when he's off ball, he got to become a better catch and shoot 3-point shooter, and he needs to know how to hold his ground and get in front of ball handlers. He didn't move his feet as fast as he possibly should have defensively. But I mean, that kind of stuff comes with experience and knowing where to be as far as like beating offensive players to spots. He'll be fine. But his biggest thing that he has to add is the ability to catch and shoot threes. I mean, he can do it, but not at a high clip. He only did it around like a 35% clip last year, which, don't get me wrong, it's not bad. But if he gets to, let's say, 40%, that's an elite wing player. That's elite. He already averaged 20 a game. Like, that's elite.
So how far do we see? Because obviously I don't see Maxey going anywhere. That's obviously a place where he's probably going to be there for a while.
The Sixers are going to win it next year. I mean, that's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to fucking tell you. Like, what do you
guys lost it?
That's like me telling you that the fucking Lakers are going to win.
I literally just said this. I literally just said this. Like, what do you want me to be like? Oh man, we might be like top 8. Like,
top 8. We'll be right there, floating in the middle.
Yeah, we'll at least make the plan. Like,
we'll at least make the plan.
Like, imagine like getting to the second round every year for like the last 4, and like just, you know what I mean? Just accept the bubble where we got swept in the first round because Ben Simmons' bitch ass got hurt. Oh man, but yeah, that's come on, man, come on. I'm not gonna be behind us.
So before I even say anything, I appreciate Jose for having me on the show.
Leave him on. Is he on?
And this is Straight Bets with Jose V. So I was wondering how you said that you have made $1 million sports betting, and I was just curious on how that works. I don't know if you heard me or not. I said,
Hey, Sosa, I think that question was for you, my guy.
Where did one get that information from?
No, I don't know why. That's not what we said, bro.
Oh, that's not what he said? Then I totally apologize. I
said, and making $1 million, like, like trying to make it, bro. Nobody said he made $1 million.
I thought you were making $1 million sports betting. I misinterpreted what you said.
Trying to make $1 million sports betting.
Oh, okay. I thought you were making $1 million.
This motherfucker thought I said that you already won $1 million sports betting, bro.
No.
No, that's what I thought. That's
I'm rich. I'm rich, but I'm not not off of sports betting.
That's totally my bad. I thought that you were making millions of dollars sports betting. So I asked, how are you doing that? Are you wagering like $300K a game or something?
Nah, not easy. Sosa's like, nobody said that. Nah. It's all good, Tubbs. It's all good.
That's my apologies for misunderstanding what you said.
It's all good, my guy.
What?
What's up?
Misunderstanding what? What did I say?
No, I think Jose. No. I misinterpreted what Jose said, not you personally.
I'm right. I'm all right.
Anyways, I'm Toast 420. We're right here with Jose V on Straight Bets. So We're here. We're cashing, right, Jose?
Yes, sir. That we are, man. We're just hanging out, chilling, chopping it up, talking a little bit of NBA draft, our teams, what we like, what we don't like. But we got some Dodger hats in the building. We got some Dodger memorabilia behind me. Unfortunately, we couldn't take that stuff down before the show. We were trying to put some Yankee stuff up, but we couldn't get it up in time. Wanted to make sure we look good for Sosa. I know he's a huge Yankee supporter, even though he's got his Dodger hat on tonight. We wanted to make him part of the tree. Oh, I'm sorry. I know he's not a Yankee supporter. I'm sorry. He's a Dodger supporter. My bad, bro. My bad. But no, hey, Yankees, bro, whether we want to accept it or not, right? I know we're taking the fandom away from it and all that bullshit. The Yankees are the best team in baseball right now, right? They just won today. They just figured it out, came back. 51 wins now on the season. Hold up. We got a comment on the screen. We got our boy Chris Wynn chiming in before we get into some baseball talk real quick. My Pistons are about to shake shit up in the East, boys. We're drafting Jaden Ivey and teaming him up with Cade and DeAndre Ayton. Detroit basketball is about to be back on the mat, baby. Wait a minute. You don't even have DeAndre Ayton yet. Don't you got to get him first before any of that happens? Sorry, I was just responding to a text here that I was getting. But how do you feel about that? So you think Jaden Ivey can go to Detroit, and you think that DeAndre Ayton has any chance of actually ending up in Detroit?
I mean, I could definitely see that happening, but it all be dependent on the compensation that Phoenix gets. I doubt they'd be willing to give up that top 5 pick. I think Jaden Ivey would be a really good fit with Cade Cunningham for certain. So that's just my personal. I mean, obviously, I think I think Ivy would be a great fit with Cade, and I think that they're not done spending money. They can put 2 max contracts next to him. So I like DeAndre Ayton. I would love to see DeAndre Ayton in Detroit. That'd be a great fit in my opinion.
Hey, and for everybody watching, I know that shit just got weird right now, and that's what happens when you're doing live shows and you're not in the studio. So I do apologize. It is what it is. It's all good. We just chilling, man. We chopping it up. We having a good time. No one's hit $1 million. No one's talking about gambling $1 million. No one's talking about making $1 million. So can we just please get the fuck away from that? We're talking about gambling. We're talking about having a good time. We're talking about sports, and that's all it is, man. So, yeah, that's what happens. It is what it is. We move on. We keep talking. So, best teams in baseball right now, obviously, are Yankees, Mets, Dodgers, not in that order. We put teams up there right now. How do you see the East and the West shaping up? Put Taze back on the camera so we can talk some baseball here real quick. But how far do you really see your Dodgers going, my guy? We're Yankee fans. Me and Taze are Yankee fans, so we're going to be completely fucking biased. Taze has already said it. We got the Cy Young Award winner and Garrett Cole. We got the MVP and Aaron Judge. We're going to win the World Series. It's a wrap, bro. We're going to have the best record in baseball. We already know that as Yankee fans. How do you feel about your Dodgers, though?
I mean, personally, I think we still have the best lineup in baseball from top to bottom. We haven't blown our load like the Yankees have or are doing.
Blowing our load, okay.
So, still trying to figure out how the bullpen's going to hold up for 162 games. It's impressive what they're doing without Chapman. And yeah, I've given you all your flowers. I mean, Judge is easily the MVP. So I mean, it's just it's a historic start, but it's not how you start. So you got to maintain it for 162.
So you think they can maintain it, or you don't think they can maintain it? I mean, the way they're playing right now, and the way
this pace, no chance.
This pace, no chance.
No
the way that they've been able to give Judge days off and still have other players produce. Think about that. There's been many games where Aaron Judge has had the day off and other guys have still produced outside of him. So you're telling me it's impossible?
It's impossible.
How's it impossible? How's it impossible?
It's regression to the mean. It's a scientific fact. It's impossible.
Where's your scientific fact? Is my question.
It's impossible, bro. Like they're not gonna. So what do you got to win 130 games?
I'm not saying that they're going to win 130 games.
Right.
But you
So
telling me that they can't withstand this style of play.
I think 115.
It's impossible.
I think 115 regular season wins.
No.
Yeah, I do.
No.
Bro, we're not even at the All-Star break, and we already got 51.
And when y'all lose like 13 out of 14 at one point, like every good team does,
it ain't gonna happen.
Okay.
Not this year.
Not this
All
year.
right. All right.
You're tripping, bro. You're absolutely tripping,
Right, bro.
Taze, what's the longest losing streak we've had this year? 2 games, 3, if that tops.
We've lost more than 2 games twice, I believe.
Like, think about that, bro. You're telling me that
June 23rd.
I want so bad to push for the Padres. For the Padres to push the Dodgers, yet I'm still not convinced.
Hold on. Don't give me the June 23rd. The fucking season started a month later. Yeah, I know what the fuck's going on.
It's still fucking 60 games. It's still 70 games into the season.
It's
50 fucking wins.
I'm not saying it's not.
Bro, we got 51 fucking wins. What are you
They have
talking
50
about?
fucking wins.
It's smoke and mirrors. It's fake. Bro, if we're being honest, we have the best rotation in baseball. We probably have we have 2 of the top 4 best pitchers in baseball, if we're being honest. We have the best hitter in baseball right now, probably best player in general, and Aaron Judge. I mean, bro, it's hard to find a flaw in any statistical matter when it comes to this team right now, right? Am I being wrong, Taze, by saying any of that?
So I wrote down a few stats, right? So I'm gonna read a few stats for you guys. All right. Obviously, we know the Yankees. They have a ton of championships. They're obviously a very decorated franchise. Let's be honest. And I know it's not all modern day. It's way before we were alive. But in terms of success and watermarks that they've hit and things like that. So here you go. There's 2 teams in Yankee history that have reached 50 wins faster. It was the 1939 team and the 1928 team. Both won the World Series.
Them teams didn't exist.
Look. I'm just saying. I'm just giving you what it is. Right? You can agree to disagree. They lead the league in record, home runs, run differential. Out of the 7 times the Yankees have led in all 3 categories, they won the World Series 6 times. They have 4. Currently, there's 4 Yankees on pace for 30-plus home runs. Rizzo, Judge, Giancarlo, and Glaber be the first time ever in franchise history that they had 4 players with 30-plus home runs. They lead the league in ERA. They have the fewest walks allowed. They have the second fewest home runs allowed. And they also are 3rd in fielding percentage. And I just think they have 5 guys in the top 5 in ERA in the league. They're rolling. Look, I'll be the first to tell you, I grew up in the 90s. I grew up with the 90s with Jeter and all the guys, right? So I've seen the greatness, what they did in the 90s. I'll always compare it to that, right?
Absolutely.
So what they've done in recent history has been disappointing. We expect championships here in New York, especially, with, like I said, all the success. So for me, this team is different. They pick each other up. They back each other up. Nights that Cole gets smashed, the offense picks them up. Nights that the starter doesn't pitch well, the bullpen picks them up. I just think this is a different team. It has a different feel. It has a different vibe. So I'm expecting them to lift the trophy. I already put it in at plus 650. I think they win the whole fucking thing. I don't think it's going to end up being close, and that's what I think.
Not a bad bet. I mean, right now, no one can really argue with you because it has been close. So I hear you. I'm not here to argue. I just, like I said, the season's so long. It's just you get out hot like this. Last time we saw a team get out like this was Seattle. They lost in the first round.
So look, you're gonna call me crazy, but I don't think this is a team that's getting hot right now early. I think this is a team that's continuing what they figured out last year. A lot of people were criticizing Aaron Boone, myself included. Myself included. Bro, I wanted Boone the fuck out last year. I was calling for him towards the end saying, I'm out. I don't want him here. Get him out. I'm done. And look what they're doing now, bro. Like, they're doing what they were supposed to do last season, if that makes sense. So I don't think that they're basically necessarily getting hot early. I think that they're just continuing what they figured out towards the end and during the offseason. It is what it is. Now, here's the thing. I would love to see Dodgers, Yankees. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I say it all the time. You know, the ratings, the money, what they want to see. I think Dodgers, Yankees right now is the best fucking thing that could happen for baseball when it comes to ratings, if we're being honest. I mean, if we're being 100% honest, what else do you want to see? East Coast, West Coast, Yankees, all day, bro. I'm with it. I'm good with that. You know, I would be okay with seeing that, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how the second half of the season goes. I'm interested to see how it ends up. I'm going to call it Yankees in the World Series. I won't say they win it because I don't want to juju or put bad juju on anyone, but I'm going to say this year we get Yankees Dodgers in the World Series. I think the Mets fall off, and here's why. I don't trust Buck Showalter. I've said it forever. The guy is the fucking Marty Schottenheimer of Major League Baseball. Great regular season coach, but he can't win a thing when it matters, and he ain't going to win a thing when it matters this year, and that's just the way that I feel. But once again, Jose V, Straight Bet Sports, hanging out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Got my guy Sosa the Locksmith of the Wise Guys Diamond Club, my guy Taze, newest member of the family here on Straight Bet Sports, chiming in, chopping up, talking just sports, just handicapping. But I wanted to ask you, Sosa, because I know you bet football a lot. I know it's a sport that you like betting when it comes to the regular season. How do you bet futures, bro? I'm not a big futures guy, if I'm being honest with you. It's very rare for me to throw a future out there or even look at anything. Do you look at championship futures? Do you look at conferences? Do you look at team totals? What do you like looking at more than anything?
Team totals more than anything. I think there's a lot of value to be found, especially if you know the game and you know that football is one of those sports that has extreme variance. You don't have to be good one year to the next. If you really understand that, you really can analyze. There are so many different factors that go into winning and losing football games. Like, for example, the Detroit Lions are going to be very good this year. I know nobody believes it. The Minnesota Vikings are going to be
Detroit Lions. Chris Wynn's going to go crazy right now for you saying that.
The Minnesota Vikings are going to be very good. And obviously, when I say very good when it comes to Detroit, I mean in reference to where they've been. Like, I'm not saying they're going to win 10 games, but very good for them is 7 wins. I think they can win 7 games. 7, 8, maybe even 8 games. I like that they have a top 6 or 7 offensive line in football. They have a very, very good position crew. They have a good running back. They have a first overall pick at quarterback. They have a good tight end. It's going to come down to what they can get defensively. They got Jeff Okudah coming off an Achilles. Who knows what he's going to be? He was a top 5 pick. They got a defensive head coach who has a brain. It's understanding that year to year there is no future in the NFL. So it's when we say year to year, you have to be cognizant that if you weren't good last year, it doesn't mean that you're not going to be good. That's the truth. The last time that the Niners picked top 3, we went to the Super Bowl that year. We were 2-14. We drafted Bosa. We went to the Super Bowl the very next year.
Sosa, you see what I said? You see what you did, bro? You tickled this guy and you got him excited. Look at him. Yes, the man is spot on about Detroit. Yeah, at least he agrees with you that they're gonna win 7 games. That's a true Detroit fan right there. He knows he's from Detroit, so he knows.
But bro, I'm listening. I'm dead ass. Like, the biggest issue with them, the biggest issue with Detroit is Detroit always wanted to draft like receivers. If you look at the way they built the team, they built in the trenches. They went and got Sewell. They have an offensive line. They built in the trenches. When you build in the trenches, it makes it easier to draft a Jameson Williams who you can draft for the future and let him come back at his own pace. Amon-Ra St. Brown played very, very good last year.
How about the running back?
DeAndre Swift the talent is there.
Stays healthy and everything. Yeah,
it's all there. So again, I think they can compete in a lot of games. I also love Minnesota. I love Kevin O'Connell as the head coach. He's gonna install a vertical passing game. This team has all the weapons. They have a good third receiver in Osborne. Obviously, we know Jettis is a beast. Adam Thielen, second most receiving touchdowns at wide receiver in the red zone over the last 4 seasons. Second most touchdowns amongst receivers over the last 4 seasons in the entire NFL. The only person with more is Devontae Adams. People don't really know that. KJ Osborne is good. They have 2 good tight ends. Irv Smith will be back this year.
They have 2 good running backs.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we have Dalvin. Dalvin's still elite when he's healthy.
Yeah, no, I just meant the backup too. I didn't mean this.
but I think McConnell does a really good job. Madison's nice. I'm just saying like that Dalvin Cook's like top 5 universally. Like you can't
100%.
name 5 backs better than him in football.
100%.
Cousins, kind of a pussy, doesn't take big shots, doesn't go vertical, but is accurate and knows how to get the ball in his receiver's hands. He will be going vertical this year, or he will not have a job. Let's go. He will be going vertical this year. Kevin O'Connell will make sure he goes vertical and make sure he takes chances because that's part of his offense.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm just excited, bro. I want to get back to the football season. You and I were talking earlier, Taze. When it comes to gambling, it's college basketball and then just NFL and college football to me. Like football in general, bro, it's one of the funnest fucking games to watch and handicap, especially live wagering. I'm a big in-game wagerer, bro. I love betting live. I love betting live in-game wagering. So that's one of my niches, one of the things that I love to do, and it's huge for me, and it works for me all the time. But I wanted to get Tubbs' reaction real quick. How do you gamble your futures, my guy? Do you do any futures at all in the NFL, and how do you do so?
To be honest with you, I don't do any future bets. I don't do any prop bets. I rarely do any parlay bets. I strictly do straight bets. That's just who I am, and that's how my system runs. I feel like it's more profitable long term if you do straight bets. And when it comes to straight bets, I'm not straight betting no fucking like 250 plus. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no value in that unless you got like real money behind it. But at the end of the day, I to be honest with you, I don't do any like future bets. That's just me being real with you. Like I'm not gonna come on here and tell you that I do something.
We good? I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. Taze, what about yourself, my guy? How do you bet? What do you do when it comes to the NFL? Do you look at any futures, or are you just the guy that's game by game and takes his bets as he goes?
Game by game, big prop guy, touchdown scorers, yards, receiving, all that stuff. Receptions, passing touchdowns. I would say I'm more of a prop guy than I am a sides and total. I pick my spot, sides and total wise, but for the most part, props. As far as the futures go, I mean, I do dabble here and there, but nothing crazy. Maybe I'll take a couple teams I think that are that I think are being mispriced in terms of total wins and things like that. I'll take a shot on somebody to win the Super Bowl this year. I think it's the Bills personally, but I think they're the team that takes the next step. They added a few defensive linemen in Von Miller, Jordan Phillips, Shaq Lawson. They added an offensive lineman in Robert Saffold. They replaced Cole Beasley with Jamison Crowder. And the next step for Josh Allen is to win the big one. And I think that people don't give him enough credit for the work he's put in to become the quarterback that he is. So I think those additions and the mix, I do think they could take the next step. And I do think that Kansas City, I'm curious to see you guys' thoughts on Kansas City, because the loss to Tyreek Hill, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I think that I don't think they're going to be this like untouchable franchise that we've seen in the early parts of Mahomes' career. So I think there's, a chink in the armor, and I think we see the Bills take it down, to be honest, this upcoming season.
So here's the thing. I'm still not sold on Josh Allen. You can call me crazy. I'm the guy that's been saying it. Enjoy your participation trophy quarterback, because that's all you're going to have. He might be the next Jim Kelly. The guy might end up making it to 4 straight AFC championship games and not win the damn thing instead of even making it to the Super Bowl. I don't know. That's just me being an asshole and not liking the guy. I'm a Jets fan. What do you expect from me? I'm not going to root for the guy, and I'm not going to root for the Buffalo Bills either. But if we're talking about teams and our personal teams, I think the Jets can take a step forward this year. I mean, honestly, I made a stupid little bet. I said that if the Jets went 9-8, I'd get a tattoo that says, Jets 2023 season, whatever, Jets 9-8, because, they can't go 500 anymore. You could only go 9-8 or 8-9. So it's either a winning season or a losing season. Simple and plain. There is no more 500s. I think that the moves that they made, the draft that they did this year, obviously everybody says that they had the best draft out of all the NFL teams. That's great and all, but it doesn't matter until you actually play on the field and use what you got. So we'll see how that all plays out and that all finishes up, man. But we're towards the end of the show here. We're pretty much finished up. We're a little past an hour tonight. We've pretty much run through as many topics as we could, as much things as we could. I know things got a lot of weird from time to time, but we're just hanging out. We're doing our thing. We're chopping it up. My guy Sosa, I greatly appreciate you chiming in. I'm from Philly, man, on the East Coast. Let everyone know where they can find you and what you got going on with the Wise Guys Diamond Club and just all the things that you do on Twitter as well, my guy.
You're muted, Sosa.
I said right down there, Sosa Locksmith. find me on Twitter. Wise Guys Diamond Club on Twitter, Instagram, Daily Bread Media. That's my daily media outlet. We do a bunch of different stuff. We give out plays every day. Yeah, man. Sunday morning quarterbacks, Sunday morning for football, paid for play. We do a bunch of shit, man. It's a lot. I got a show on Spaces right now called Inside the Lines. That's going on right now with the homie Prop God and Kamish. So yeah, it's I got a lot. There's a lot going on, man. We're locked in.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, my guy. I know it's late and you stayed up a bit for us, and you had to energize yourself with your chicken wings, but I appreciate you, my man.
You already know, man. Thanks for having me. You already know I love it.
Yes, sir. We'll do it again next time. We'll do it a little bit different. You already know what it is, how we do it. You know when we do it differently.
My man, thank you.
My guy, Taze, what you got, man? Finish it out as well. Let everyone know where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter. Handles right there. That way.
There we go.
That's Taze2K on Twitter. We do a daily show every morning. It's called Plug Talk. We break down the whole slate, give out free picks. It's a bunch of great cappers in there. So you could check us out there. And I post plays daily to my page. So check us out.
There it is, my guy, Taze. Keep the money train moving, as you say, every single week, my man. I greatly appreciate you chiming in with us tonight, hanging out for a little bit. I know you're on the East Coast as well. It's midnight now, so it's a little bit late, a little past midnight for you guys, but I greatly appreciate you doing your thing, man, and chiming on and accepting to be a part of the show, man, and accepting to be a part of it moving forward. We're going to have you on for a little bit next week as well. So I greatly appreciate you, my guy, Taze. Thank you so much, my guy. I hope you had fun, and I hope you enjoy this. There's a lot more to come and a lot more to do. This is just a little teaser for us having fun. When we get back into the studio, like I said, things are going to change up. But I want to say thank you to everyone that chimed in tonight. Thank you to everyone that was a part of it. We had a lot of viewers, a lot of people that were chiming in, giving us comments. My guy, C-Win. Big shout out to my guy, Eric Navarro of Line Them Up by Eric, for letting us hang out here at the barbershop again tonight. I'm in the barber chair hanging out. Freaking Evan was here earlier, got a haircut as well. Big shout out to my guy, Tubbs420. Go ahead and follow him on IG if you haven't already done so. Local handicapper here in Las Vegas if you want to follow what he does and how he does it. Not a bad look there. My guy, Joel J. Madrazo's behind the computer today in the studio producing the show. Greatly appreciate him and everyone else involved that's here. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Next week, our final show away from the studio. It'll be me, Evan, doing it. Ian doing it once again. Ian will be back with us. Like I said, he took the night off, but he'll be back in the studio. The topics we talked about were basically stuff that Ian gave us tonight. So we greatly appreciate him and what he does for the show every single Wednesday night. Next week, we're back at it, 9 p.m., same time that we have been doing, but it will be our final 9 p.m. show. So once again, for our guest, Sosa the Locksmith of the Wise Guys Diamond Club, Taze from Twitter, my guy, our guy that's going to be on the show moving forward. For everyone else involved in the show, for myself, Jose V, this has been another episode of Straight Bet Sports. Thank you so much for everyone. Till next week, we are out. Peace. Joel, close it out, my guy. Thank you. We are out.